As human beings, we do the same things in the same order, mostly every day, mostly subconsciously. So as a result, lots of times we're picking low-hanging fruit. We're doing the same things over and over and over again. Recently, I spoke to one workshop participant that identified picking low-hanging fruit as the reason that she wasn't moving ahead with some of her big, bold ideas. So my question is, what if you were daring enough to pick the fruit that you actually really wanted? Well, that sounds really easy, but in fact, it's not always that easy, is it? So let's talk about a couple of the reasons why you might be doing that low-hanging fruit picking regarding your time. Having your time and your energy being spent on the default mechanism versus what you say you really want. But before we do that, let's look at, so as I'm recording this, it's April 1st. So what we do, I want you to remember that what we do today usually is affected in about 6 months in our work, in our business, and oftentimes in our personal life as well. We're all one as solopreneurs, right? So April 1, so now we're at roughly October 1. And that makes sense, right? It takes a while because you have to come up with the seed of the idea, then create the conditions for it and build it, and then gain momentum and see the fruit of your labor, right? So this whole idea of picking fruit, picking what you want, etc., it involves a difference in our time horizon. So that's kind of the outcome. So let's go back. Now, why are we doing this low-hanging fruit? Well, like I said at the beginning, it's just our default. Our default is we get up at the same time every day, we do the same routines, we do the same things, and we're kind of in like robot mode. And when our habits are quite good, that's wonderful, right? Because whatever we're doing will support ultimately what we want. But when we haven't thought too much about our habits in a little while, or really evaluated what's going on, as we did in the Spring into Your Power workshop last week, we really looked at that and really evaluated it. And if you missed that, let me know and we'll figure something out. But anyway, that's one reason why you might be picking the low-hanging fruit. The other reason is that you haven't prioritized yourself or your work. That may sound harsh because most of the people that I serve are very kind, empathic, loving people, and that is generally thought of as a positive trait. And to be truthful, it is a positive trait. It's very positive to love on others, quite frankly. However, when we do it at our own expense over and over and over again by default, you know what happens? We get ignored. We ignore ourselves, and therefore we get ignored, and therefore we don't get what we want, and therefore we get close, the spiral goes down, and then what happens is the outcome reflects our beliefs, which is the third thing, which is ultimately that maybe we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not like everybody else that's successful. So those are some of the 3 things that will hold us back and keep us picking that low-hanging fruit and get us stuck in that cycle of not really moving forward in the way that we ultimately would really want to move forward in our life and our business. So what can you do instead? Well, number 1, shake yourself up. Find a coach, a mentor, a course, a best friend, something that will shake you up. I had 2 last week. I had 2, not 1, but 2 Spring Into Your Power workshops, and we did some serious shaking. And as a result, today, as I'm recording this, some people are moving on to the whole 12-week program that's really gonna amp it up. Now you missed that, obviously. Contact me and maybe we can do something in the fall. That's going to be the next one. But the point being is you can move ahead now in your own way. So step one is to figure something out. It's a beautiful time for it, right? People get more excited in the spring to do stuff. So use the energy of the universe to be able to do these things. So that's number one. Number two, ratchet up yourself in your work. Remember that you are the energy you want to move. Like, you are the energy you want to be. And it's all in there. It's just a matter of, how do I shift my energy? Like, for example, if you just simply turn on the music that you want to listen to change your mood and to change your outlook, you can go ahead and do it. And that is number two of ways you can stop just picking that low-hanging fruit. And number three is doing one small step that feels bold. But when you do that, make sure that it's not a big step. And the reason why you don't want a big step is because if it's too big, your fear is gonna pull you down. So those are your three ways that you can go ahead and stop picking that low-hanging fruit, stop doing your time as default versus your bold choice. I will see you sometime soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.